skyscraper.
It's exciting being back in Europe, especially on a new record. It's fun playing new songs that are fresh and seeing people's reaction to it. This has probably been the best received. We've been starting a tour, especially in Germany. A handful of the shows sold out in advance, which is new for us and really exciting. Played Cologne in a much bigger venue than we could have ever really imagined. That was a really rowdy and fun show.
It's going awesome. Aside from my voice being all fucked up a couple days in, other than that, it's great. It seems like it's coming out to be our best European tour in the sense of people coming out and supporting it.
So a day in the life of tour for me personally looks like wake up 10 minutes before we're supposed to be in the van because I like to sleep as much as humanly possible.
Trying to find as good coffee as I can.
I always bring oatmeal with me.
A decent breakfast if it's available.
Sit in the van for a long time, rot in the van.
I'll usually spend 10 minutes just like meditating or breathing or just kind of reading.
If not, dozing off because the van somehow does that to me here.
Since we still ride in a Sprinter, and I feel like we'll always kind of be the Sprinter or van band in general, we're always kind of in a confined space together. And then at the venue, we're always kind of in a room. But you do things when you can. Winter tour is a lot harder because it's harder to go out. But everyone kind of has their own things they like to do to sort of occupy their time and sort of clear their head. I like to go to record stores. Tyler likes to go to the gym. Elliot just went on a run. Everyone kind of has their things to occupy their time and sort of give themselves a little bit of personal space.
We all really do get along after all these years. Maybe even better than we ever have before. Just we know each other so well. We know when to push buttons and joke around and when to be quiet. Everyone's got their own thing that they're listening to or doing, or sometimes we might be arguing and having a funny conversation for hours. Not arguing in a bad way, just like, in a funny, familial way.
The second he hit the pillow, he was just like... And at one point, it wasn't snoring. He embraced me like he genuinely thought I was his wife. Like, it was in the most passionate way, because the bed was so small, and I was on the corner already, and he just straight up went,
whoa, actually? I've always said that you kind of have to treat it like it's your family in a way. Sometimes your dad says something and you don't like what he said, but in the end you just wake up the next day and you realize it's all good, it's no big deal. You kind of have to brush a lot of those things off your shoulder. And also understand that when you're so close together, sometimes the things that annoy you really aren't as annoying as you perceive them to be. They're just little things, and you have to learn to let go of those things and treat each other, like I said, like your family. And that comes first. The relationships to me are the most important part of being in the band, because if I didn't like the people I was traveling with and playing with, I wouldn't be doing it.
It used to be a lot easier. Then we took a lot of time off, I feel, between this last record. So now I think, I'm speaking for myself, but I know it's a lot harder for me. I've become very much a homebody, and I got a family I live with that I care very much about. So time moves a lot slower now. You just got to make sure that people at home are understanding to your situation. I think that's a big part of creating a family with with this lifestyle. You know, you have to find people willing to put up with it. You know, and that's one of the hardest parts. I relate to your songs because of this, or I relate to that, and it's always nice to hear that you can bring someone any sort of comfort. But the levels that people, you know, express themselves sometimes are a little hard to deal with. When, you know, someone tells me that a certain song helped them stop cutting themselves or something like that, which is, you know, it's really hard to hear in person. You don't really know what to say. That's the hard part. You don't know what to say. You know, thank you is the wrong response, because, you know, that's not the right thing to, you know, it's not what they're looking for. So I would just never know what to say. I just kind of I just like to listen and let them say what they need to get out and give them a hug, and sort of that's it. But when it's that night after night, it can get heavy. And, you know, I just try to find ways to not let it affect me too much.
People are connecting to it in a way that is more intense, I guess, and I empathize with Jeremy on that, because he has to be around people who, you know, are telling him awful things that happen to them. And so the only thing is I want to be there for him, because the lyrics were a way for him to cope with what happened. And as his friend, and like I said, like, you know, pretty much like a family member, I want to just be there for him.
I am very immersed in it, but it's not, doesn't resonate as much as I think it might for Jeremy. For me personally on stage, you know, I'm just more excited to see people enjoying themselves and, you know, having some kind of cathartic experience, you know, which is fun for me to play live as well. But it's funny to use the word fun with, you know, a subject that's obviously really dark and serious. But it's good to, you know, talk about things that get it out there.